If you're looking to get more into your super fund, stick around because I'm going to share with you a few tips on how you can exactly do that. G'day everyone. Well, following the solid response to the last video, how your super compares to others, I thought I'd make a quick follow-up video just to elaborate on some of the points that were raised in that video, together with some extra things that you can do to maximise your super fund's balance. Before we dive in, guys, I just want to make the point that all the information shared in the video is of a general nature and shouldn't be construed as financial advice. Suggest you'll need to speak to your financial advisor and/or accountant about that one. I am going to provide links below regarding all the sources of information contained in the video. So with regard to financial advice, stick around because I am going to share with you an exciting breakthrough that's going to enable superannuation funds to give more tailored advice for people who've got less complex needs. So just recapping on what we discussed in the last video around how you can maximise your super fund. One of the points raised was checking the performance of your super fund. Together with doing that, this is a really good opportunity just to get yourself more familiar with your own super fund. So some of the things you can do is check the annual returns. You can check to see how your superannuation fund compares against others. I'm going to leave you a website that does compare some of the top funds. Check out the fees and charges, become familiar with them. Check if there's insurance involved that your fund might be paying. Check to see if your super fund is actually in line with your own financial objectives and risk strategy. Check it on a regular basis to ensure contributions are being paid on the due dates. You can do this very easily via your fund's website. Depending on which fund you have, you might even have an app. So it's as simple as checking your bank account. Salary sacrificing forms part of the annual $30,000 concessional cap. What's really important with salary sacrificing is making sure that it's in line with your budget. It reduces your income, but it also reduces your tax. Say, for example, you want to salary sacrifice $100 a fortnight. Check with your pay office, but what you might actually find, whilst you're foregoing $100 per fortnight, your actual take-home pay probably won't be reduced by that much. Lost or unclaimed super. This is where you may have superannuation sitting in multiple fund accounts. And this is probably due largely to the fact you may have chopped and changed employers in recent years, and you may have had your superannuation contributions paid into their default fund. There's a way you can find this. I'm going to leave a link, but also just check your ATO government website. Splitting spouse contributions. This is where you transfer part of your before-tax concessional contributions to your spouse's account. It also helps evenly distribute how much the contributions are going into each of your accounts, and it also helps with some tax benefits as well. Government co-contributions. This applies to low or middle income earners, including those that work part-time, who may be eligible for a contribution from the government of up to $500 a year. Maybe you might even have a spouse who works part-time and be eligible for the contribution. Okay, with the points we covered off in the previous video now done, let's move on to some extra things you can do to bolster your superannuation. Starting with unused concessional cap contributions. The concessional cap, as mentioned, is $30,000 per financial year, which is typically made up of employer contributions and salary sacrifice. So if those contributions are below the $30,000 cap, you're able to actually make a personal contribution out of your pocket to bolster you up to the $30,000 limit. Okay, so let's use an example here. Let's say it's early May and the 30th of June is not too far away. So you've had a look at your superannuation fund and you've had a look to see how much has already gone into your fund for the financial year, and you've made an estimate of how much is going to go in up until the end of the financial year. So let's say that amounts to $20,000. That leaves you the ability to put an additional $10,000 in as a personal contribution. So let's say you put the full $10,000 in. That enables you to claim a tax deduction for that same $10,000 within that same financial year. Unused concessional contributions for the previous 5 years. Following on from the last point, you can actually do this for the last 5 years gone past if you haven't put in the full $30,000 under the concessional cap. So if you look back at that example I gave, and let's say $20,000 went in and you topped it up by 10, using the same numbers, you could actually put a contribution of $50,000 in for the past 5 years, and again, you get that tax deduction. Non-concessional contributions. This enables you to put in a contribution in your own after-tax dollars of up to $120,000 within each financial year. Then you can bring into play the bring forward rule, which enables you to make a contribution together with your $120 for the current year for the next 2 years in advance, whereupon you can actually put in right now $360,000. By putting the $360 in a lump sum, obviously you can't put anything in for the next financial year and the one after, but it enables you to get the full compounding effect now and your money working for you. Now, I appreciate not everyone's got this sort of money lying around, that's obvious. So let's just say you sold an asset, maybe an investment property, or you were lucky enough to receive an inheritance. That's a sure way you can get that money working for you very quickly. These are also very effective ways you can offset a capital gain. If, say, for example, you've sold an asset like an investment property or a share portfolio, where you can claim the tax deduction to reduce your taxable income. So if nothing else, guys, I hope this serves as motivation to get more personally invested in your own super if you're not already. For many of us, look, super is one of those things that just sits in the background and grows over time. But the reality is it's going to form a major part of your retirement nest egg. And as you've seen, it's a great tax haven and really is a no-brainer way to invest, particularly if you're a low-risk investor. Now, just getting back to you on the topic of obtaining financial advice. As it stands under the current laws, superannuation funds are severely limited on what levels of advice they can give to their customers, and typically the customer has to go and seek that advice from a financial planner. In order to give concise advice, a financial advisor needs to take a look at your overall financial situation, which can be both comprehensive and costly. With bipartisan support, however, the Australian government has committed to passing legislation within this term that will enable superannuation funds to give their customers tailored financial advice regarding their superannuation. So keep an eye out for that one, because this is a massive win for everyday Aussies who are seeking simple advice related to their superannuation. Again, there's an article below on that one. So guys, I hope the content in today's video has really given you some food for thought around how you can bolster your superannuation in the lead up years to retirement. Guys, as always, if you like the video, I'd really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, leave us your thoughts and comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.